something to something to do with paper and everything. Something easy with papers, with kind of ice cream sticks, you can say. Something quick which I can just pick up as a tool. Like that.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember any of your experience where you found, maybe you yourself, or maybe you have looked at some teacher, or you have seen any teacher using any DIY tool which had a great impact on the learning of students? Can you share your experiences and what was that teaching tool?
Seen you teaching with
Uh,
flashcards, and ever since that I picked up teaching with, using flashcards. That's all I can remember.
I can say
I can
something.
remember there was a time where
Yes, Mary?
we need to teach addition to the children. Of course, most of the time we will draw on the whiteboard 1 + 1. We can draw one apple and then we do another apple, then we say equals. But what we did is we decided to have a DIY item, like we put 2 cups, we put the plus symbol in the middle, then we make it like a box. Then we ask the children to put one chip plus another chip, and how many chips are all together. So when we did like that, the children could pick up because it was more hands-on.
Yeah, actually, even I have made something like, so that it was a cardboard. On that I had stuck that glasses to teach them addition when I was in teaching in upper KG. And when I was a nursery teacher prior, that time I had used that, I had just made a cutout of a crow, and I had taken a pot to show them the story of that thirsty crow with the pebbles and all. And it had a great impact on the children, small children, because they were too much attractive towards those props.
So how much time did you had to invest to prepare your resources?
Not much, I felt, because the things which were there, they were handy,
Yes.
like which were around me, those small cups, and that cardboard. Cardboard, actually not a cardboard, it was not a cardboard also. I had stuck two thick papers to each other and I had made that.
Okay. So what do you all think? Why DIY matters? What it brings into the classroom?
Excitement.
Yes, which leads to more attention. Yes, otherwise the children are not looking at you. But if you hold some DIY tools or these resources, handy resources, you get more attention, and that results in better memory and, of course, active learning. So, what are the real benefits? You are personally connected with the student, so you'll feel a personal connection with the students. Of course, it has to be cost effective. Yes. And it has to be customizable for any subject. Like if you like, you all use flashcards. What about having blank paper get laminated where you can erase again and again and use the marker? So then you can use the same flashcard for any subject or customize it according to yourself. Yes, Hussaina, do you have it now?
No, I don't have it now, but I would show it later, maybe at the end
Okay.
of the class. I have
Yeah.
a dice which has a
Okay.
plastic attached to it, so you can, like, it's like an envelope. You can put any card inside. It becomes your any type of dice you like to make it.
Exactly. So when you are putting your effort as a teacher, when you have your DIY tool, you have to work smartly where you prepare blank flashcards or blank dies, whatever, so that you can keep changing. Once you get it laminated, then you can use markers so you can erase it and use it whenever you want. So you don't have to make it again and again. Few things are such which are always helpful, always, like flashcards are always helpful, dice is always helpful. So rather than preparing for one subject or one topic of any subject, you can have it blank, laminated, so that you can reuse it again and again. Yes. So it has to be sustainable. And if possible, you can have eco-friendly. Okay. Now, I have an example where, the results were quite good, better, because the teacher had used, if you have heard about a pizza, fraction pizza. Have you all heard about this for the math concept?
Yeah.
So fractions, to introduce fractions, the pizza activity is the best one. Yeah. So that is how your classroom topic can be simplified with a DIY tool. Yes. So we will discuss many teaching aids today, and most like as I told you that some of them are very common ones. So of course the first one is flashcard. Now tell me, where can you use flashcard?
As in
What all
subject.
things you can teach through the flashcards?
Stories.
Vocabularies.
You can
Vocabularies.
use flashcards for phonics, you can use it for spellings, you can use it for numbers, math, and what else?
All the
Game
concepts
also.
like fruits, vegetables, everything can be covered through the flashcards.
Yes. And what do you think? Is it costly? What all you actually need to prepare a flashcard?
Nothing. Just print a paper and cut it.
Paper.
Paper, maybe a marker and glue.
Yes.
Or if you have to highlight the boundary, you can have a tape, colored tape. Yeah. Then let's come to puppets. As Payal told, na, puppets are again very attractive resource where small children get fascinated. So what do you think? How can you prepare these puppets? I'll share a video. I already did a storytelling session where we have made the puppets. Payal was there. So, what all things you do need to make puppets?
I
Have
guess
you ever tried?
yes, I think you can puppets. Yes, can be made with the help of paper puppets. You can have socks. With socks, you can make.
The easiest is socks, Easiest one is socks.
I've made with socks, so I
How
can.
do you make, like with the expressions I can see on Husaina's face? So, Payal, can you tell how can you make the puppets with socks?
Ma'am, I think if you display, it's better rather
Okay,
than me
you
display.
all must have a sock with you right now. Get some rough cloth and a rubber band. And a sock, of course.
I'm sure husband socks are more appropriate, madam.
So what do you have to do? You have to fill the rough cloth in the socks and tie it with a rubber band. That's all.
I have made caterpillar from the socks.
Can you show that, Priti?
Yeah, I have a video. I will share in the group. Just a second.
Mary, just show it again. That was the easiest one. You don't have to even fill in something. And you have a puppet. You can stick googly eyes and put a smiley. And that's your DIY resource ready to use. Let your husband find the another one.
And ma'am, even like I have,
Always pick up in the pair, otherwise the left one would be unhappy.
like ma'am, I had just taken this green sock with two eyes. I put a tongue and made it into a frog.
Yeah. And what else can be used for puppets? You can
Color.
try it with paper bags.
Brown
We
paper
do
bag.
have paper bags, many a times we have small, big, different sizes. So now start stocking all those paper bags. They can be very good puppets. Yeah.
Oh, puppets with how? Again.
Paper bag. Does anyone has a paper bag? You just have to insert your hand inside the paper bag. That's all.
Ah, okay.
Just like this.
The what type? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Another picture in my head.
I also had made it with the help of newspapers.
Yeah, you can make it with newspaper. See, we are talking about the easiest ones. You don't have to work hard for that. So just, yes. So that would be a big one. You can have the small one also. Mary, just put your hand inside this and show it to Sana. Okay. So you can have the face and you can have the puppet. Yeah. What else can you use?
But Shweta ma'am, the
Yes.
paper bag, the puppet, should there be any size or any paper bag size? is
Whatever, like
acceptable?
if you want to show a giant one, then you can have a big, or if you have to show small, so you have small paper bags also. Sometimes you can even use envelopes, you know, envelopes can be used. Then ice cream sticks, the best ones, very simple. You can even use a straw and staple. You can staple any smiley or something, whatever. You can staple it on the straw. Yeah, very simple to use. It's just that gives, a connection. If I have that puppet and I talk about the characters of the story with the puppets, the students can connect more. Yes. What else? Okay, now let's move to the next. So we have done flashcards, puppets, then board games. What are board games? How you can use them as a DIY tool? Board
Learning,
games?
learning the sounds, spellings, uh, for reading, for I've even used board games for storytelling. Like, there are lots of pictures on it, let's say, and then they have to like connect to each other and make up a silly story or silly sentences using that picture.
Yeah. So you can have what material do you think you will require to make a board game?
I use just the dice and a print paper.
Yeah, so you can have a cardboard and a dice or maybe some old magazine cuttings. So old magazines is a best way when you want to, use the pictures. You can use the old magazines or newspapers to get the pictures, which you can paste on the cardboard, and you can have roll and dice game. So cardboard games will be very, very easy to prepare. Okay, then charts and wheels. How can you make charts, wheels? Which material you can use to make wheels?
The bottle cap.
Okay. What about paper plates?
Yeah.
Very simple.
Mm.
Yeah. So you can use paper plates to make wheels where you can have the split pin, and then you can uh, put it in the center so that you can even rotate that. So where can you use these wheels?
Or the spin and read game.
Which
Any
topic
spin
you
game.
can take?
2 letter words or 3 letter words.
Reading again for storytelling also, like how we discussed in our last time. Spin the wheel and the emotion. You select an emotion, you get it.
I think in phonics, you can use it as sounds,
Blends.
blends.
Yeah.
Yeah. For blends you can use. Okay. Now I want you to look around yourself and spot 5 things which you think you can use it as a DIY tool. Just grab any 5 things from your home which you can use as a DIY tool.
I have to tell also what is the
Yes,
usage, like how
yes.
you're going to use that.
Yeah, your idea.
Shweta ma'am, I found these cups, paper cups. Can we use it as a DIY tool?
Five things you have to find out.
Paper cup. Paper
Okay,
cup.
one is paper cup. Also tell the idea. What you will do
Mm.
with this paper cup.
Oh, just now, as I said, we can use it for addition,
Okay.
for the addition activity for mathematics.
Yes.
Next one will be the egg tray. We can write the alphabets, like teaching them about small letters and capital letters. We can write the small letters, and we can cut out the color papers in small letters in an egg shape. Then we can ask them to match it.
Yes.
And then we have this toilet paper roll. We can do some animal, or we can do or use it for any activity, for art and craft activity. And then the socks for the puppet, and the paper bag also for the puppet.
Okay, great. Yeah. Next.
I don't have five.
Hmm.
And which I could think of for now. Sticky notes
Okay.
for
Yeah.
for anything. It could be for riddles, to find the answer, or for the small and capital letter recognition, or just by, you stick the notes around your classroom and then ask them to find and collect and then say the sound for it or say the word for it, read the word on it. Then foam sheets, like these glittery foam sheets for making any whatever topic you're teaching. You can just ask them to create something out of it. Let's say for maths, you can just ask them, let's say if you want to learn the spelling for number 3 for today, so then you can write or create letters using that on it and cut it out, or just
Yeah.
the number, so forth. And yeah, I could only think of this two.
Okay. Next. Good.
Yes, this ice cream stick, which I can make something eyes and all, and I can use it as a puppet or something. So I have many of this, and this is a toothpaste box.
Wait.
I
Let
have
me spotlight you. Wait. Yeah. Go ahead.
I have like this boxes. So what we can do is I can just cut this and make like a crocodile face to teach them greater and smaller concept.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Then
What else?
this ice cream sticks, I said. Then again, there is a paper I have already made, which I was using this just in a story or something like this. This is a kind of a hand puppet, which I have actually made with the uh, calendar,
Okay.
old calendar.
Hmm.
So something like that. And even the sticky notes, same thing. You write something and stick it all over the classroom or somewhere, or even you can write and letter means to teach the sound or something, and you can stick it on child also.
Hmm.
You can make them stand. You write vowels. If you are teaching them vowel sound, you can pick 5 children,
Hmm.
write something and stick it on them, and then they resemble that. Okay, they are letter A, so they will make a sound. What
Hmm.
is the sound of letter A? That's what. And there are things. Okay, now to
Yeah.
3 ideas only I got.
Okay. Yeah, next is left. Richa?
Yeah, ma'am. I was thinking about an alphabet tree, to make an alphabet tree with the leftover papers in the house, or calendars or colorful
Yes.
papers, and
Yes.
stick it on the wall and
Hmm.
ask the kids about the sounds of that. And one is this the torch, to show the switch off the lights and point it on the sounds to blend them.
Hmm.
Like kids like this light and dark shadow game. So like that.
Hmm.
And there's some soft toy things. Like in my son's school nursery class, he was the ma'am told them all to get some soft toys from the school, and they were teaching all the uh, body parts of the animals to the kids, showing these soft toys.
Yes. Very good.
That's what I.
There's so many things you have found just around you. Anybody is left? Vritti? Or those who are not on the camera, I don't know if they have found something. Okay.
One
So
more
if
thing
I,
for
yeah,
class,
Ghazala.
I have this, see this woolen things. So counting 1, 2, 3 that way.
Hmm.
So it was also there around this table only.
Okay.
I am going to use this Bisleri bottle.
Yes.
Uh,
And what are you going to make with this?
I'm going to cover this with chart paper. Remove this, put a face on this.
As a
and
puppet.
As a puppet, and introduce this in the class that it's going to come and meet my kids today. And what is this going to say? It's going to speak today.
My bhabhi had made, if you all know about Gavri Tej, we have a festival and Gavarisar. So she had made beautiful ranis, queens with these
Wow.
disposable, she just put that costume and
So ma'am,
I have
basically,
that picture.
so
I'll share.
basically, I thought that I'm going to cover this,
Hmm.
put a dress here.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, in a form of I'll prepare a frock here and cover it and make a face. And the second thing which I thought is a simple pencil. As a DIY tool, I'm going to tape it up with glitter tapes. Once again, take a chart paper, whatever is available in the classroom, make a face on this. And the first day that I'm going to welcome my kids with this.
Yeah. Also, you can use, these plastic bottles for teaching plant life cycle. You can have the soil and seed and use it as when you want to teach plant life cycle, you can use them. You can also use your old bed sheets. What can you use? How can you use old bed sheets? You can make it as a math hopscotch mat where they can jump and solve math problem. Okay. What is a feeling thermometer? Anyone has any idea? You can have a chart paper and you can have a red ribbon. Okay, so when you pull that red ribbon, everyone can check in the morning what is your mood today, emotion. So you can have a feeling thermometer in the class. So that is one DIY tool for SEL, which we have done yesterday, social emotional learning. Okay. If I talk about the story, the very hungry caterpillar. So what do you think? Which of these DIY tools you can use for that story?
Tissue paper.
We take a cardboard
Yeah, you can have
caterpillar
stick
and make a
puppets. You
hole
can
in it.
have the socks for the hungry caterpillar. Okay,
stick
and
with
I
cotton
have that.
balls.
Yes,
Cotton balls.
yes. And I had got it stitched. So that was a cloth fiber which I got stitched. So it was full, like the full arm length. So sorry, you can use gloves, hand gloves, that also you can use. So what is the subject you are touching when you're doing this, the very hungry caterpillar?
Healthy fruits.
Life cycle of a butterfly
Life
or a
cycle,
caterpillar.
exactly. Okay, what about the three little pigs, if you have heard of? You can have the house models with sticks, papers, and bricks. So you can prepare that house model to teach three little pig story you can do with these house models. So to make a house model, you need what? Sticks, papers. Yeah. With the help of sticks and papers, you can make that house model. Now, when you make a house model, which subject you are focusing on?
The houses, what kind of houses are there? And how it is being made. Each house is different.
Yeah.
So
Science and mathematics.
Science. So
Serious.
STEM.
Mathematics.
Actually, it is STEM. It's a part of STEM. Yeah.
And also, ma'am, texture.
Yes.
The
So now, in many schools, you will find they also have a separate subject as STEM, where any kind of these, science with technology things are there. So that is under STEM. Okay. Have you heard about Goldilocks and the Three Bear story?
Yes.
So what do you think what you can use to show small, medium, and large?
Mathematics.
maths.
Yeah, the concept of math. Okay. And have you heard the story of rainbow fish?
Yes.
Yes.
So you can
Colors.
have a glitter fish art. So that is artwork done along with SEL because that's an emotional sharing. What is the moral there in the rainbow fish, or what is the lesson we learn from that story, rainbow fish?
The rainbow fish. Is it about sharing, or the rainbow fish particularly
She had
is so different?
shared, yeah.
Yes.
So sharing is caring, what we teach. Yes. So basically, whatever tool you are using, but the most important thing is you have to be very clear about keeping it as simple as possible and touching the core concept of the subject which you want. That is very, very important. Yeah. If you talk about making an ice cream puppet, okay. So you just have, what do you need for ice cream puppet? Marker, glue, paper scrap, or googly eyes if you want. But then you, at the same time, when you are making something, you should have in your mind what subject integration would be there or what topic you would like. You can have story retelling. So it can be a part of language, English or Hindi, whatever. Yeah. If I talk about word wheel, as we have discussed, so you need two paper plates and a pin. So you should know where you can use it. Where can you use it? So many topics can be done. Like if you have one paper plate and you can write different sight words, you can use it for tricky words. Yes. And you can also use it for vocabulary building. Okay. So what it will happen, when you have two plates and you will stick them with a pin and the child rotates. So spinning and then learning a new word every time. Okay, so whichever word comes, maybe the child has to make a sentence of that word. So sentence building can be done. Yeah. And then I told you the feeling thermometer can be there where you draw a big thermometer on a paper and then you can, categorize it like happy, sad, angry, calm, and you paste a red ribbon there and you can move it up and down. So every morning students can move that ribbon to show how they are feeling. And it's a beautiful way to start your SEL lessons. So it is social emotional learning. Then we have talked about plant pot. So you can use your plastic bottle, old plastic bottle. You can have soil, some seeds and marker. So the teacher can say we are talking about nature. So you can cut an old bottle into half. Okay, that bottle, you can cut it into half, fill it with the soil and plant a few seeds. And then you can label the pot. So every child can have, with his or her own name, and the child can observe it grow day by day. So that is again, a very beautiful experience the children are going to have to experience plant life cycle. And this is something, all age group children can, you can cater to for this. Yeah. Then, as I told you that if you have your old bed sheet or newspaper, or you have paints or markers, so you can draw squares like a hopscotch game. And inside each square, you can have some numbers like 5, 2. So they can jump from square to square, solving the sum. So hopscotch is where else you can use this hopscotch? Any idea? In phonics, we do use for blending, for reading. H, et, pet. So they have to jump, hop on the hopscotch and blend the sounds to read the words. Yeah. What else?
Toilet rolls,
Sorry?
aluminum rolls.
Yes, a toilet roll or aluminium rolls. What will you use with that roll? How will you use that?
That can be used as a tool for making designs on worksheets.
How?
You have to, like for example, if I have the toilet roll, I'll cut it. I'll cut it this way on, with lot of sides will be cut. After that, I can dip it in yellow and I can create suns.
Okay. Yeah. What else?
I had made Joker with that roll.
Okay. Now think
Pen
of
stand
this.
or pencil stand.
Yes, but I want you to know that where are you going to use it? Okay. Like if I make something, if I make a paper fortune teller, okay, I need just paper, and this paper fortune teller, where can I use it? I can use it for vocabulary or a part of storytelling. If I have puppets, emoji, suppose if I have emoji stick puppets, where can I use them? Emojis, where can you use those emojis? Of course, for SEL, social emotional learning. So the child has to pick up any stick puppet to show how he is feeling today. And you can use it for interjections. Yes. Then we have,
And
if you
what is
have,
that?
sorry,
What is the word intersection?
interjections, all ouch,
Intersection.
alas, bravo, wow. What kind of expression?
Okay. Okay.
Part of grammar. Yeah.
Okay.
Then if you have a mystery bag, how you will use it? So we talked about paper bags, any sort of bag, and you name it as a mystery bag. So how would you use it? Mystery bag. So you can put chits into that bag, and that can be used as a creative storytelling. You have to pick up a chit, make a sentence, then that mystery bag goes to the next person. He picks up a chit and adds on a sentence and builds up the story. And this is how the mystery bag is passed and the story is formed. So these are some simple games which you can use with the simple DIY tools. If you have this mystery bag with shape cutouts, okay, so you can even teach geometry with this. Yeah. So whenever you ask the child to pick up, it will be any shape. It can be a triangle or so this way you can use a mystery bag also for many topics. Yeah. What about word puzzle, jigsaw? Where can you use that? Any sort of word puzzle or jigsaw, where can you use that? For compound words, like you can fit or homophones or singular plural or maybe masculine feminine, so that fits into lock and key kind of, it will fit into this only. Yeah, got it.
Made a jigsaw puzzle for maths. So what I
Yeah,
have done is,
addition also.
yeah, I've taken a cutout of a grid, and then I have written like 2 plus 1, 3, 5, etc. on it.
Yeah.
And then I had a jigsaw puzzle cut out, let's say of a dog picture. I had cut it out into that many grids, and then the answer was written on each. So each time the child, let's say first is 2 plus 1. So it's what is 2 plus 1? 3. So there's a cutouts written already 3. So they has to stick. So that way the whole dog picture was
But
being made.
what I feel is the child should use this for things which have to be just memorized, that this is going to fit into this only. For math, we can have something practical, more practical, where they count and then get the number. That's my personal, thinking. Like, I think so.
This
For
I had particularly used
like
for a
for
child who was not very
homophones, we use because, that is something the child has to rote learn. Yeah, synonyms, antonyms. Yeah, because for math, it is not that 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. 3 can be made from, 1 plus 1 plus 1 also, you know. So maybe like if you use this jigsaw, along with that, you should mark something like 2 apples and 1 apple so he can count also and then he can check that 2 apples on 1 and 1 apple. So that makes 3. So 3 apples are there. Means that concept should be there. On that jigsaw, you have to put that concept. Yeah. How can you use balloons? Have you thought of balloons as a DIY? How can you use balloons?
We can write the alphabets on the balloons and put it in the class, and
Anything.
then
You can write
we
numbers.
can tell the children
Even I
make a
use it
song
for,
from it.
yeah, even I use it for phonics where they have to burst like ch word if I'm saying chair. So they have to burst ch. So they have to quickly find out the balloon with ch. So, and they have to burst that. So that's a very fun game. Even in teachers, training teachers, like they have a blast while doing this. So balloons, again, very economical and very colorful also. So then what about if you have a bottle and you put some cereals or pulses in a bottle, like maybe rice in bottle? Where can you use that? The same bottle which you showed, if you put some rice in that, how can you use that?
For music and movement.
Exactly. DIY musical shakers, rhythm and movement. Yeah, you can use them. So you don't need musical instruments. Like that session is due. We will do that neuro musical session. So in that we can have this as a DIY tool, very simple to make. Yeah. What can you do with a tray? Simple tray.
Normally on the tray, we will pour some
Rewriting
I'm
skills.
salt and we make it into
tracing of
a salt
alphabets.
tray.
Sand,
And yeah,
Yes.
for
we can
drawing,
use
for
some
writing
sand and
alphabets.
that sand writing or something.
Yes. Also, you can use it a memory game. You have a tray, you put some items, objects in the tray, you show it for 30 seconds, and then you cover it, and the child has to tell maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Okay. So the child has to remember like what all objects were there in the tray. So that can be a memory tray game. Okay. Then there is one more DIY tool which is invisible. What is that? You have it as a tool, but you don't need it. Guess the sound. You can play music and, you can, that would be a sensory game where they just tell you that which sound it is. Okay. Okay. Just you all are there in the trainer group. Yeah, right? Is there anyone who is not in that group? Everyone is there, no?
I'm not in the group.
Who is not? Richa.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please
I
WhatsApp
joined
me a
Zoom.
hi. Okay. So I have shared 100 DIY tools which you can prepare along with its usage. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what do you think? What it will bring or what impact it will have in our class if we have our toolkit ready with us all the time? What do you think? What it is going to bring to your students? What it will boost?
Sometimes when we don't prepare anything when we go and teach, and when we have the materials ready, when we teach the children, the impact, the lesson on the day taught is totally different.
Yeah. So it will boost their creativity. And many of these, with senior kids, you don't have to make many of these. You can ask the children to prepare, and you just have to give them the hint, the clue, or maybe the material, and they have to create. So in that case, if you have these, material, and you ask them to make their own DIY tools, that's going to boost their creativity, imagination, problem solving. So with senior kids, it's not the teacher who is going to make, let them make. You just, guide them that what all resources they need, and then they can use their own minds and create their DIY tools. Yeah. Why it is now, we will also have one session on NEP. Why there is so much of focus on DIY, which we also call as hands-on learning? Why? Because this makes learning visual, physical, and emotional. So if you are using a tool, make sure you are touching all three aspects: visual, physical, and emotional. Okay. So it is not only for the visual learners, it is also for the kinesthetic learners. We know that there are visual learners, there are auditory learners, and there are kinesthetic learners. So auditory learners, they will learn whatever you say. Whatever they hear, they will learn. But visual learners and kinesthetic learners, visual learners will only learn when they have some visuals, and kinesthetic learners will only learn when they do some activity. So when with DIY, why we have put DIY in education, so that the children who are kinesthetic learners or visual learners can learn in a good way, in a better way. Also, when they do group activity and when they make this, what do you think? What happens? If they are doing it as a group activity, they are preparing their DIY tools, what will happen?
They feel confident that they have built something.
Yes, they are going to, build the basic life skills which they have to, excel in, apart from academics. Like they need to have a lot of patience. They need to learn how to be patient, focus, and collaboration. Yeah, when they are working together, they are building these life skills, collaboration. So, and also, of course, this is going to turn the boring lessons into an exciting adventure, because they are going to do it with their friends. So it's not that they are, it's only about academics. That's what I want to tell you, that it's not only about the academics. If you use it in a proper way, and with senior kids, when you ask them to prepare, you will help them to sharpen their thinking, their creativity, their memory retention, and encourage teamwork and also sharing. So this is how you can make the difficult topics easy as well as enjoyable. So quickly tell me, what are the basic or the most commonly easily available tools now you can think of after this session?
Socks,
Just name it
paper bag,
quickly.
socks, paper bag, cardboard, sticky notes, paper.
Yeah.
Paper cups, paper plate, and one more
Yes.
thing which is also now quite available is, ma'am, clay. clay is quite used today in classrooms also. So
What?
clay.
Clay, yes. With the clay is a very, very useful tool, and again, it's economical. What else? Okay, if I talk about subject wise for English, what can you use? Which tools will you use for English? Story puppets, word wheels, dice game. Yeah. For math, you can have a hopscotch, dice game, then shape monsters we have talked about. For science, you can have that plant pots, and then you can have the weather wheel. That wheel can have so many things. You know? So you can show different seasons. So weather wheel can be there. When you're doing social studies, culture craft, festivals, you that wheel can be used for festivals, different to display different festivals. And for SEL, we can have that feeling thermometer. Also, we can have gratitude tree. You can also have a jar, gratitude jar. Yeah. What else? What else? We didn't talked about masks. How can you make animal masks, characters, any character mask? What can you use to make mask?
Paper, cardboard paper.
Papers, chart papers.
Yes. And can you use stones for something? We didn't talk about stones.
Counting.
On the stories, you can make some small picture. You can draw pictures on small stones. Yeah. Story stones can be there. Okay. Or maybe even you can use it for
Painting
sounds.
on this stone.
Yeah. Shoebox. Nobody has talked about a shoebox. That can be a puppet theater box, theater. Mini stage you can have that theater box where you put all the characters inside that box, all the characters standing in that box paper. So you can use it as a puppet theater box. Nobody has talked about hats, tiaras, crowns. Where can you use them?
Same for storytelling or for concepts like magic key and all of that.
Yes. Magic key, crown for king, tiara for queens. Magic wand. We haven't talked about a wand, magic wand. So you can, have a glitter stick to create magical stories. Whenever you want to show some magical story, you can use it. Okay. Then mini story booklets, just folding paper, paper folding. Paper folding can be used for which all concepts? Flip, where they can flip book kind of. Where can you use mini story paper book? Where can you use that booklet?
Reading. So you can make a small flip book for them and they can read. So they have their own story on the go.
Yeah.
For drawing, you can ask, you can just write and like you can write the headings and they have to draw. So they have like different drawings on each in their book.
Yeah.
You can also use for everyday classroom usage like sounds, like you have learned these many sounds, so you can give each child the flip book and whatever sounds they've learned, they write it in their flip book.
Yes. So
So
this
then you
flip book,
also have a track of how much sounds they know.
yes. So that can be used for any subject also. No? Also they can use it for making their own dictionary. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about old scarves? Can you use old scarves for something? Which kind of stories comes to your mind when you talk about that scarves?
Cinderella.
Ma'am, Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, so for stories, you can old scarf for wizard stories you can use. No? Then, as I told you, that we can have sound shakers to whenever there is a, for when you are telling a story and you want to tell that in the next scene there it started raining or it was windy or maybe some footsteps. So then sound shakers can be used. Okay. And sometimes you can use musical instruments if you have, of course. Yeah. Where can you use a glitter in a bottle? If you put some glitter in the bottle, can you use it?
Yes, ma'am, you can use it when you're talking about magic.
Yes. Also, there are some tools which you can use for the children to calm down, when they are very angry. Which all things you can use for them to feel little more calm? This, bottle with glitter. So when the glitters settle down, that glitters are settling down slowly. So that gives them a calming, soothing feeling. Or what else? Squeeze balls when they are very angry. Yeah. What else? To release their anger, what you can use? Sometimes they just have to throw out their anger.
You get those, you can have those, you
The
as you
punch
had,
bag,
yeah, and you get those squeezy balls, but with sound.
yes,
So that sound, I think, also calms them.
yes. What else? Emotion wheel. Yesterday I showed that emotion wheel that can also be used as a spin. Okay, you can spin that. Okay. Also, when we talk about uh, building up, bond with each other. So you can have a compliment chain, pass a chain of kind words. Then you can make kindness coupons, handmade cards offering help, mindfulness stones. So the same stones you can paint some calm words. Then caps, superpower caps. You can decorate those caps with strength, like I am strong, positive affirmations. Then you can have emotion charades where they can act out feeling. Okay, so that doesn't need any DIY tool, but again, that can help them. You can also decorate calm, cozy corners, safe space corners. We are talking about children with special needs. So you can have calm, cozy corners where they can feel safe and uh, again, like when they are stressed. Okay. Then
You can also, like
you
one
can
more,
have empathy cards also. I understand how you feel. Okay. Yes, what are you saying?
I'm saying even as tools, we can use beautiful colored ribbons.
Hmm. Yes.
Ribbons.
Yeah. Then you can also have stars, goal setting stars. So the children can write their dreams on the star or their goal they can write on those stars. Okay. Then you can have these like magical wands. You can have peace wands, like, where they can have handmade wands for solving conflicts. Okay. So, okay, if I'm sorry, I'll give this one. Okay. So these DIY tools I'm talking to help them in their behavior. Yeah. Like mindful breathing fans. So they'll fold the paper fan and practice breathing. So every time, you can give instruction now fold, inhale, exhale. So that, with every fold, you can ask them to inhale and exhale. So that can be used for mindful breathing. Okay. Then bracelets. We didn't talk about bracelets. You can also have bracelets. Where would you use that? I use it for tricky words as a handout. Yeah. Every day, whatever new word they have learned, so they get uh, you know, a takeaway. Paper wristband, you can say. So that can be given as a takeaway. What else? So we have discussed a lot. What do you think? Now, are you full of ideas? Velcro dots. Where can you use those Velcro dots, or clothespiners? We have not talked about clothespins. Where can you use them?
To build the fine motor skills
Yes.
I can
and
see
like matching the color,
color
number.
identifications. Yes.
Yeah,
Blending.
Velcro dots can be used for so many things, na, where you can stick anything. Like even you can have a morning routine thing. Like if you want the children to track or whatever instructions you want the child to do. So what you can do, you can have the pictures like, have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? And then the Velcro dots. So they will put the Velcro dot wherever they have done. Velcro dots can be used for many things. And then even when you talk about clothespins, where can you use them?
Color identifications.
Yeah, even we use it on our phonic, words.
Blending.
Yeah, for blending also.
Blending.
Yes. What else? Anything else anybody has in mind? So for self-regulation, what you can use? You can have small box, as I said, or that squeezy ball, stress ball. Then we have fidget toys, breathing exercise cards can be there. Also a small journal to, journal always helps. If the child has a small journal where he can express or whatever is in his heart, he can pour down everything, pen down. So that small journal can help. Yeah. Then positive affirmation cards can be there. Yeah. Glitter jar. Now, what exactly this DIY will do is, of course, creativity, problem solving, and skill. Along with that, it is the most important thing. It is fun. See, when we are talking about all this, the major aspect is to bring fun. So I would end up this session by this last note that whatever you are doing, always remember these tools are going to add fun to your class, and it would be, you know, uh, learning with fun. We always talk about having fun in classroom. If you want to have fun with in your classroom, maybe a small preparation you need to do to prepare these DIY tools, but then you have to make sure that how you can add fun to your classroom by using them. Again, as I told you yesterday also, don't be very strict. Yeah. So you have to allow the children to use these DIY tools and have fun. Yeah, I have seen when the teachers are entering with resources when I was working in school. So their focus was that everything should go perfect as I have planned. And when you do that, you miss the fun part. And you forget the main purpose of, otherwise, though, you can have a boring classroom, no? Everybody will fold their arms or put finger on their lips, and you can just talk and you can just explain and they have to listen to you. Why you are using this? To have fun in your classroom. So don't forget that. Whatever you're doing is for fun, learning with fun. So let it be like a game, okay, where the children will enjoy. On one hand, you want them to use the game, and on another hand, you want them to be quiet. Won't be possible. You know, if you are craving for something, if you're craving for dessert, and somebody give you candy and say, don't eat it, how would you feel? So when you're bringing some toys in the class, when you're bringing some crafts in the class, and you want the children to sit in discipline, that won't be possible. You should know how to control them, but the fun factor would be there. And that learning with fun is very, very important. Yes? Because, when I do these activities, even when I'm training the teachers, we talk about students that they make so much of noise. When you take even teachers training and you give such kind of activities, what do you expect them? Are they doing it quietly? No. If you ask 40 teachers to come and burst the balloons, it would be more noisy than what students do. But then that is what they will remember for so long. Have they not experienced that fun? They won't remember anything. They would only remember, because we remember through our emotions. What all you remember from your past. You always remember wherever your emotions were touched, whether you were happy or sad. Yeah. So always remember that you have to keep it simple. The things which you are preparing should not be very expensive or very difficult to make. Now you know that all these small things you can carry in your bag, and anytime you can do any kind of DIY activity with children. But don't miss on the fun factor. Yeah. Yes. Anybody has to say anything? So the task for you all is you have to share the video, or maybe those who are in the 10 days program, they can show it in the live class. You have to prepare at least one DIY tool out of these 100, which I have shared with you. Okay. I think that's possible. Yeah. So now, do you still think that it is a difficult task? Anyone still thinks that it's a difficult task? No? Why you're taking so much of time? Why it is still, I mean, we have discussed so much that even if you have a matchbox with you, you can prepare something with that. Yeah? What a matchbox can be. Now, your mind should go in that way, whatever you look around, you should have that kind of mind that, okay, where can I use it? Instead of thinking to make something and use, whatever is around you, think how you can use it. What can you do with a matchbox?
Numbers could be used.
So many things. You can put,
make a letter out of it.
yes, matchsticks. You can create alphabet, letters, and addition, subtraction. You remove the matchsticks, addition, subtraction. Then sensory,
Sound.
musical sensory tool you can
Sound.
like that, like we told, putting rice in the bottle. Okay. So musical instrument. So you can have it as a sensory tool where you can, shake the matchbox. So now you have to start thinking of whatever is around you, how you can use it. Yeah. Still look around and tell me one thing. All of you, look around and tell me one thing how you can use that. Just look around. Anything. Whatever is around you.
Then we can use this box. We can write the words that the children have learned. Then we can
Yes.
close it. We can shake it. Then we can ask them to take it out and read out the word. Or we can place.
Tissue box. You all those have that tissue box at your home, no? So that tissue box can be used. Scarves. Simple dupattas and scarves. Where can you use them? Apayal, you are on mute.
Ma'am, this is a simple mystery bag I can use. I have this
Mystery
around.
bag. Yes, you can name it as a mystery bag. You pull out the chits and you have to create stories.
I have this paper bag which I can use.
Yes. Yes,
Sticky,
Susanna,
sticky notes,
that
as
you
we
have
discussed.
shown. Think of something else.
Newspaper is there, but I don't know what can I do with the newspaper. All
Newspaper,
I can think
yes.
of,
What you can do with
Yeah.
newspaper?
all I can think of is that DIY, where you blow the balloon and then you take the newspaper, cut it into different shapes, and then you can stick it on the balloon and glue it and
That's a
create a
very tough
lamp.
job. That's a very tough job. What easy you can do with the newspaper?
I cannot think of
You can make
much.
the roll and you can roll the newspaper and make it a stick where you can use it for stick puppet.
Find the words that they learn, the simple words from the
You
reading
can
of
cut
the
out the
newspaper.
phrases and clause. We do it for phrase and clause in grammar. All the phrases and clause you can use. Yes, Richa. Anything around you, you can see.
Yeah,
See,
ma'am.
everything has a shape.
Yeah.
So you
I
can teach
use
at
this
least geometry.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my son's steering wheel.
So
He
others, please
uses
tell
as a
what you can do
steering
with
wheel.
this wheel. You can teach a shape, a round, circle. What else you can do with this?
Yeah.
It also can be a musical instrument, tambourine.
Yeah. And what else? You can make it as spin wheel also. Yeah, you can place a cardboard
Yeah,
arrow.
we can
Fix a
make a,
cardboard arrow. You can make it a clock.
yes, we can make a car, and the alphabets can hop in, and the kids holding the one kid will stay holding a steering wheel, and others are holding the cardboard alphabets, and they will hop on in the car and make a word.
And so those who think that their brain is not braining, then you can read the 100, DIY activity ideas which I've shared. Out of those 100, even if 20 you start using, your classroom would be more fun. So all the best to everyone. And, it will take time, but when you start using it, after some time, it would be just a piece of cake. Yeah. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night, ma'am. Thank you.
Mhm.